Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another day, the final day here of the StarCraft Evolution League Championship Round of 16 Group Stage Group D. I'm of course your side VIP with you and joined by these amazing players, by the who in chat and by my plushies as well. Welcome one and all. It's been an intense week of StarCraft, non-stop StarCraft, papi. But we are finally here with the finale of the round of 16. It's been a blast to jump back into StarCraft Evolution. Again, we did take a bit of time off from SE Evo, a little bit, as we were focusing on the Esports World Cup, on Home Story Cup, on Fusion Esports League, and all the other major tournaments that were going on. But now we can focus on some SE Evo action, bearing in mind that the playoffs are going to be this weekend. The playoffs, they are going to be this weekend here. And we won't be able, I don't think we'll be able to cover it live, unfortunately, but we can cover it via replays next week as well. Bear that in mind, as SE Evo Championship is coming to an end, but we are here to confirm and to figure out which players will make it through into those playoffs. We already have most players confirmed, but now we have our final group, our group of 4. Let's go. Let us go as we can switch our teams over and catch up on the group itself. From the top, we do have Group D. We have 1 Terran, 2 Protoss, and 1 Zerg. We have Spirit, Creator, Rogue, and Rebellion. Here we go. And this is going to be an interesting group. It's going to have some players that are veterans of SC Evo, that are familiar with the scene, others that are not, and some wild cards in the mix as well. A player that I would call a wild card here is Spirit. Spirit, he was very engrossed in SE Evo during the offseason. Last year specifically, before EWC was announced, when the Esports World Cup circuit was announced, and when we had DreamHack Dallas, and we had Star Zagora, and all the big events did begin, Spirit, he stopped playing. He stopped competing in SE Evo, which does make sense. He started focusing on StarCraft 2. Because of that, there's a big period in time this year where he was not really touching much of SE Evo at all, as he was focusing on his StarCraft 2 endeavors, which makes plenty of sense. And most players were doing this. Spirit was one of them that, again, did take a big step back from StarCraft Evolution last year when we had the offseason, when Spirit was dedicating more time to SE Evo. I would have said that he was the best Terran in the world in StarCraft Evolution, 100%. This is before Beyond started playing, of course. Before Beyond stepped in, like Spirit, he was the best Terran, and he even got the Goliath nerfed quite heavily. He, if you remember, it was a mass Goliath last year in StarCraft Evolution Championship #1, the first season. Season 1 was when Spirit did pop off and did get a bunch of units nerfed for Terran. But again, now because it's so many months later, because he's been less active, I don't really know what to expect out of Spirit. We have seen him a little bit, like once in an SE Evo weekly, like once every couple of months sort of thing, and he's been having some lackluster performances. So yeah, in the new meta of SE Evo and a new era of SE Evo, I'm curious to see how Spirit handles himself. If this was a Spirit that was dedicating more time, then I would favor him to make it out, for sure. I would say Creator and Spirit would make it through, but now I don't know if I can say that with any certainty. So Spirit is going to be an interesting one to watch. Likewise, Creator, he is a player that I guess kind of similar to Spirit. He is a player that did not play SE Evo until off-season of this year. After EWC, after all these big offline events did conclude, then Creator started playing SE Evo only a couple of weeks ago. It's been only a couple of weeks. Creator, he was playing in the StarCraft Evolution Masters Nation Wars show match between Russia and Korea. Like, Creator, he played in that. Creator, I want to say he played in a recent show match as well. On top of that, so Creator, he's been playing a little bit more SE Evo again over the past couple of weeks. Maybe I would say a month at most, like a month at most. And he has been getting some pretty good results. Like Creator, he's been excelling. Again, a newer addition to the SE Evo kind of scene, and he's been doing quite well for himself. And I've been very impressed with his performance, with his play, especially against some of the other veteran players. I would actually pin Creator as almost a sure thing to make it out of this group. So going down, we have Rebellion. He's a long-standing member of the SE Evo community. He's been around for a very long time, but what I will say is that Rebellion has consistently been around the middle of the pack, right? Alongside players like Adachi, for example, like Luna C as well. Maybe even above them. I think I would place Rebellion slightly above Adachi, slightly above Luna C, but still below players like Hero, players like Classic, players like Creator as well. Like, I would say he's slightly below. Obviously good enough to be here in the round of 16, but is he good enough to make it into the playoffs? That I'm a little bit less certain of. And then finally we have Rogue. Rogue, the of course legend himself, one of the best Zerg players in all of StarCraft 2. But what I will say is that he is similar to Gumiho and Cure in the sense that he hasn't really played much SEVO at all. He's one of the players that has been invited in, and we've seen how some of these players have been struggling, specifically Gumiho and Cure. Both of them, both Gumiho and Cure, they both have been struggling with Brood War, with the Brood War side of things. They both had to heavily rely on SE2 to make it through the round of 28 and to compete in the round of 16 as well. Like, they had to dedicate a lot of time, they had to rely heavily in their series on their SE2, and they really did struggle with the Brood War side of things. And I expect something similar here for Rogue, just because Brood War Zerg plays so differently to SE2 Zerg. We'll see. We'll see if some of those skills translate a little bit better than his Terran counterparts. We'll see if they do translate better. We'll see if they don't. So yeah, Rogue in my mind is going to be a bit of a question mark. I do lean maybe a little bit more towards Creator and Spirit, but I mean, I just mentioned how because Spirit has been less active in SE Evo, like I'm less certain, I'm less confident in kind of saying that Spirit can make it through over someone like Rogue. It's yeah, it's gonna be a bit of a toss-up. We'll see. Like, I'm more confident in Creator than anyone else, but we're about to jump in. We're about to jump into said group. We'll see how they fare amongst each other. Every week is an intense week of StarCraft here. True. You're not wrong. Yeah, you're not wrong, Pap. You're not wrong. Aye. But here we go. We're jumping into our first series of the broadcast. Jumping into Spirit versus Creator. A banger already here. Not gonna lie, a brutal matchup. And we'll see how they compare. Let's go. Let's jump in. We have one of the, I guess, quote-unquote veterans of SE Evo that's been away for quite some time. And we have one of the newer faces facing up. As spawning in the top left-hand corner of Pylon, we have the Polish Terran player. We have the Red Terran representing ROC Esports. It is Spirit. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Blue Terran, the Blue Protoss player himself, the Brutal Protoss. It is Creator. Here we go. Again, so we have Spirit rocking SE2, so it might be a little bit more comfortable here. Creator, I'm excited to feature his Brood War Protoss just because even though I mentioned how he's been getting some really good results in show matches recently and has been actively competing over the past month in SE Evo, I have not had the luxury of casting him. I haven't had the chance to cast him. I haven't had the chance to feature him on the channel until now. So I am ready. Ready to see how much time he has been dedicated to StarCraft Evolution. For the time being, we do have our standard initial openers. Everything so far is looking normal. Everything so far looking steady. So far. Don't really know if Creator or Spirit are really want to cheese too much. I mean, Spirit is 100%. He's we have seen Spirit all in quite a bit, specifically in this matchup. That's mainly applicable to StarCraft 2, though. Creator does pull away, gets a couple of shots in on the workers, and then does back up. Here, pulls away, backs up. I say that we'll successfully delay and block the CC quite a bit, actually. We were banking up over 100 extra minerals there, so a bit of a shaky start here for Spirit. A little bit inefficient here by a couple of seconds. Not the biggest of deals, but a nice start for Creator nonetheless. From here, we're expecting Creator to head into a more robo-based opener, robo-based play, but we have seen players embrace a more gateway-heavy style, going into Dragoon range, followed by charge, followed by an Nexus gateway explosion. But there it is, robo after the gateway. We're expecting a Bay, we're expecting a Reaver drop. Creator, he's played some SE Evo. He knows, he knows. I also know that, again, he's good friends with Bjorn, he's good friends with Shin, so I know that they were able to drag Creator into SE Evo ahead of time before the championship. It was really cool to see. Again, I know it's something that Creator didn't really want to focus on until after the circuit. until after EWC. So we'll see how he fares. Oh, and as we're opening up with the Reaver drop, we do have Cyclone production out of Spirit going into Macville Accelerators. Okay. Looks like we plan on making it up. I haven't been casting too much of Spirit's TvP as of late, but that's going to be a third. Geez, very greedy here. Third CC before Starport. Before second factory, before second rank. So very greedy here from Spirit. And he should get away with it. Yes, Creator's going to be harassing with Reavers. True. He's going to be harassing. He's going to be getting some damage, but he won't be able to punish this. He won't be able to break his opponent. Won't be able to kill. Especially with Cyclone production here, this is going to be a good answer to the shuttle. If the Cyclones can get a lock on, then the shuttle can be shut down. Here we go, second factory. So we have confirmation, of course, this is going to be mech. And we'll see how Creator does fare. As the shuttle is out, we have shuttle speed on the way. Graviton thrusters. Just waiting for the first Reaver. Then we'll be heading up. And the observatory behind this. And so much of this is going to be heavily reliant on that first lock-on. Can Spirit catch out the shuttle? Can the shuttle escape? Can Creator harass? And here he comes. And again, shuttle speed is still only halfway done. There's a higher chance that the Creator is going to be punished. Comes down to his reaction time. This Creator is expanding. Creator, he does expand. His way towards the main. If he goes too far in, and if he gets caught too far in, there's no shot. There's no shot with 4 Cyclones. The shuttle's going to be shut down. The lock-ons are brutal, and the shuttle does fall. Takes down the shuttle. We'll lose 1. We'll lose 2 Cyclones, but that's a better trade here for Spirit. Spirit just shutting down Creator. Ay. And a rough start for our Korean Protoss. Oof. And again, this does feel like a hard counter to a Reaver drop. Of course, Spirit, he didn't scout. He hasn't scouted at all. He's seen nothing. But because the meta has been so prevalent and so... this is just such a common build. It's just such a common opener. We see it in, what, 80% of PVTs, and this is just a really good hard counter. Ay. Just to lie in wait and just to hope that the shuttle does go into the bases. This also kind of excites me in the sense that this kind of build, this kind of style, it should be promoting more scouting or more conservative play out of Protoss players. Of course, the meta is still kind of like shaping over time. And we'll see how things change throughout the course of the championship. Lock-on's going up, gets one of the Dragoons. Dragoon does pull away. Meanwhile, a big shout to Rowdy. Esther Rowdy. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Oh my god. 2 years. 2 years of support. Esther Rowdy. Hope you're doing well. Hope all is well. No. So now, we are just embracing the mech here. We have Blue Flame on the way. We got +1 vehicle weapons on the way as well. We have a couple of Winter Mines in the mix, which is going to be an interesting addition here. Winter Mines and Banshee production. So Spirit just embracing all things mech. And meanwhile, we have Creator switching into a gateway heavy composition. We have gotten a couple of Reavers, that is true. We got 2 Reavers here in the mix, but for the most part, we have Mass as Zealot, Mass Dragoon, Mass Gateway units on the horizon. Ideally, against mech, you have this incorporated with Storm, not with Reavers, but it was a Bay opener, so he's stuck with Reavers for the time being. They have their place and they have their uses, that is true. I mean, I would say the Storm would be better against a battle mech composition, but this isn't battle mech. Like, I don't know what this is. Like, we have tanks, true, but again, we're still making more Winter Mines, we're building up more Banshees. It's an interesting composition, for sure. Banshees, they can be used to snipe high-tech units like High Templar, and we're just turtling up with mines, tanks, and turrets. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, Spirit, you have my attention. Back from the dead. Ah. Welcome back, buddy. Welcome back. Banshee's going to be moving out to counterattack, to harass. We have more Banshees on the way, have Vibrators as well. Spirit does move out. Storm has begun. Again, Creator is still trying to tech his way up and trying to stabilize his own army composition. He's getting there. As Banshees are moving in. So if I'm getting 5 prep kills, not bad. 5 workers go down, Dragoons have to respond. And this is also where Brutal Protoss can struggle quite a bit. I mean, Spirit, he's fully turtling up, by the way. You have sensor towers, missile turrets, more Widow Mines, more tanks. Like, ay, ay. Jesus. We're gonna be here for a while. Oh, no. But Creator with Dragoons, like, he has no blink, he has no warp-ins, he has no recall. These Banshees are doing well for themselves. Doing well. Very mobile. Just catching a couple of free units here and there. Nice value out of Spirit. Creator taking another expansion. And we're just gonna max out. Okay. We're going to max out, but the question becomes who's going to be the first to push. Now, Mech can work really well on Pylon. I'm sure that one of the reasons why Spirit is playing Mech is because of the map itself. Now, the reason why Pylon can be so good at this form of Mech, if you've been watching a lot of Cure, he does this a lot on Pylon, is this hyper defensive style of Mech against Protoss in StarCraft 2, and then when you max out, then you push. And the reason why this works better on Pylon is because the rush distance by ground is very short. It takes mere seconds to go from your third base to your opponent's natural, to just walk across the map and to strike then and there. Your opponent doesn't really have a lot of opportunities to slow down the push and to force sieges and to buy time. So Cure, Maru, a lot of the Korean Terrans have been quite fond of Mech here on Pylon. And that's translating over to SE Evo, but we're getting caught on siege. Yeah, we're getting caught out. Zel's get on top of the tank. Nicely done. Storm's going to be connecting massive storms on the bench. Oh my god, the stacking. He stacks up. He takes every storm to the face, map. And Spirit, he will lose everything. He will lose absolutely everything. That was the best fight that Creator could have hoped for. The storms didn't just land. They landed, and Spirit, he just stood in the storms. He stood in the storms, and with that, Creator, he just keep going, Pappy. There's no planetary. Go up, Pappy, go up. Behind us, we do have the Fleet Beacon, and Creator, he will, or he should overwhelm. I say that we have a tank line here at the natural. That's a lot of tanks. Zel's rushing their way in. Archons as well. We are getting some of those tanks. Yeah, 2, 3, 4. All the tanks are going to go down. Creator, he barely breaks through. And with that, he has done it. He has done it. He has broken the back of Spirit. He has broken the Spirit, Pappy. Spirit, he's going to be transitioning into Battle Mech, going Mass Hellion Cyclone. Storm will zone. Scarab Shot's going up. We're on A move, so we're wasting Scarab Shots on buildings. It's a little bit concerning here, as that was the final storm. And the final storm, you got to look after your Scarabs, back. Your Reavers. They will otherwise waste their shots, but for the time being, yeah, the natural base goes down. Oh no! Scarab Shot here on the Cyclones. Oh, barely does not connect though. It doesn't connect. But last, the natural base is killed. Another Scarab Shot going up. Ooh, this Reaver goes down. Reaver does go down. That's still going to be 25 SCV kills. As Creator backs off. Behind this, he's still massing out more gateway units, more Dragoons, more Zealots. Carrier production has begun. And again, both armies were maxed, but it all came off of one bad fight for Spirit. One fight where he was just caught on siege, caught with it, the pants were down, man. The pants were down. And Creator, he's already remaxed. He's already remaxed. You might be thinking, oh, but Spirit, he has all these mining bases. He does have some mining bases, but it takes a long time to rebuild a mech army, especially a tank-heavy composition. That's why he had to, in a panic, make nothing but Hellion Cyclone, which takes less time, it is a little bit cheaper. Has brought it out. This Hellion run by, he's hoping to distract Creator. Creator, he's not being distracted, he's just pushing. Creator, he has no High Templar. Ooh, no Templar, no Storm. A little bit concerned about that. Carriers, they don't have their upgrade. Yeah, there is no carrier upgrade. Zelts are going down. For those that are curious, the carriers currently, you can see they only hold 4 interceptors. That's barely anything. You do need an upgrade, the carrier interceptor capacity upgrade, to be able to increase that, which Creator has not gotten, and that might be due to inexperience. As the Reaver goes down, yeah, the upgrade has not yet begun. Is this where Creator wins the game with with low capacity carriers? Let's go. Make it happen, Pappy. Make it happen. I'm here for it. Spirit is pushing on the right hand side. He's pushing to the center. He does have a Cyclone hit squad on the left hand side as well. Creator, he's somewhat ready. Carriers, another carrier goes down. And so does another. The carriers, they're doing nothing right now. God. Yeah, the carrier transition hasn't really been worth it, unfortunately. If there was less anti-air, then sure, but we have more Thor production, more Cyclone production. Spirit, he's clawing his way back into this game. Spirit, he was almost down and out, he was almost dead. I will say that Creator's remax on Carrier has been allowing Spirit to recover. If he had remax on more High Templar and more Gateway units instead, then there's a high chance that Creator could have just kept pushing and kept killing. But instead, he had to slow down to make carriers, and now that he has them, he's stuck with them. And they're not really... they're struggling. The carriers have been struggling. In. Holding onto the Storm. Speaking of Storm on the Thors, but Cyclones, they're going for the bases. One planetary goes down. Nice catch on more of these tanks. Again, it's the Zealots that are putting in a lot of work. Oh, but that's going to be another Nexus falling. And do we just commit across the map? Okay, we gotta hold on to our Storms. They're gonna be ideal against the Cyclones. Cyclones, they kite back. Carriers can chase. And Creator, he just lost 2 expansions. He's gotta do some counter damage here. Oh. Nice little Picos, but Archons are going down. Dragoons are going down. Storm in the mineral line. Oof. Another Templar goes down. We're being a little bit wasteful with the High Templar. A little of them are falling. We have one more Storm. Mainly a zoning Storm. That's gonna be 17 perp kills at the same time. Another expansion goes down. We spoke about this before, but this is the big weakness here of Creator's army, of Brood War Protoss, is its immobility. He cannot respond to this. He has some reinforcements, but another expansion goes down. Creator just losing non-stop bases. Oh god, and the Cyclones, they're shutting this down completely. Remember how Spirit he got the Goliath nerfed? Are we gonna get? I mean, this is unfortunately he can have fun with the Cyclones, might be true. Oh, SEL getting into the Cyclones. Okay. Some of the carriers do pull away, and will we ever research the carrier upgrade? As another carrier goes down. How many carriers have fallen? 8 carriers have fallen so far. We have 3 left. Again, they have half the DPS than they should. Yeah, they should be cleaned up. They should be cleaned up. Too many Cyclones. Now, if we don't get the upgrade, that's fine. I'm just glad to see that there's no more carriers in the production cycle. Like, Creator, he's done. At this point, he's like, you know what? These carriers are goddamn useless. they've been hurting Creator more than helping, for sure. I spoke too soon. He's going back into them. Ah, no. Can we do it? Can we win the game without the capacity upgrade? As Cyclones, they knock down another expansion. Again, Creator, he cannot do anything about this. Another base goes down, but Creator, he could just go for the kill. He could just push into the main. Send it, Bappy. Said, just keep going. Keep going in. There's what, 4 Cyclones? You can do it. We're going for the base trade. Yeah, the only chance for Spirit to win this game is the base trade, as he should not be able to deal with the main army. Show us the storms. Show us the storms. The High Templar coming. There we go. Oh my god. Massive storm of the army. The money shot back. Let's go. And again, with that Creator, he should be able to break the main. It's taking a little bit of time here to get further in. Once again, we have Jeez, look at that. We have the capacity upgrade for the Reaver. We got that. Gee, there are so many Scarabs in them. Oh my. Let him in, Pappy. Let him in. The Reavers, they're stuck outside attacking buildings. So this is a little bit of miscontrol here from Creator. Again, he's on A move, so the army's choking up quite a bit. We're going full Brood War, but GG gets called, and Creator, he will take the game. He will take a lead in the series. GG. Whew, GG, well played. Aye, that was... That should have been an easy game for Creator. Like, Creator, he had a really strong start, a really strong lead, but that lead did fall by the wayside. Spirit clawed his way back in. Partly, it looks like from some of the inexperience of Creator. Maybe not often making use of Sky Toss too often in StarCraft Evolution. And alas, despite all the upgrades he was getting every upgrade he could, did not quite get the capacity upgrade for the Stargate for the carriers. And in the end, the carriers, they did feel like dead weight more than anything. Like, they were picking up a couple of Cyclones here and there, but because of how expensive they are, because of how long it takes to build them, and because of just the time, the effort, like, most likely would have been better to have invested elsewhere, or of course have committed into greater Sky Toss upgrades. Regardless, GG well played. Regardless, Creator, he still did win the game, and with that, we're getting into game number 2. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Just came in time to watch the rest of the matches. I'll be going on for an hour. Half the hour is just sitting here waiting for a light turn on the camera. Just as a reminder, Hyper One never has anything of value to say. So, he's trolling. Smoge, Bappy, Smoge. Don't get baited by Hyper One. One day he'll say something of substance. Smoge. As spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Maganatha, we have the Polish Terran player. We have the red Terran representing Team ROC Esports. It is Spirit. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss leading the series 1-0. Once again, the Brood War Protoss player. It is Creator. He's always trolling in the chat. It's always trolling. So be careful, Pappy. Be careful. As for now, we are going to be settling in. Welcome on all to Magnatha, one of the larger maps in the map pool. And the Spirit is going to be going for the eBay block. Okay, so will delay. Will ideally hope to try to force Creator to take the unnatural natural, but a quick scout here by Creator. He does pull a couple of boys. He can and should be able to force the cancel and expand. Oh, as the SCV is going to be zoned away. And with that, we can settle in. Now the question becomes, are we going to see mech again? I mean, honestly, it was a really strong start from Spirit. If you recall, winding it back, Creator did open up with a Robo into a Reaver drop, and he got completely shut down by the Cyclones. It was a really nice move out of Spirit, a really good read on just the meta of StarCraft Evolution, and just completely shut down Creator initially. Then we got into this like slower passive style where Spirit just completely walled up. He just turtled up hard. Do we see that again here on Magnatha? I don't think so. We spoke about one of the strengths of that happening on Pylon, how the map is so small where you can turtle up quite nicely, you can max out and then push and go for one big death ball of an army move out. And we see that be quite successful in StarCraft 2, right? Like that is very popular, at least in StarCraft 2 on Pylon. Here on Magnatha, the map is larger, the bases are more spread out. I don't know if Spirit is going to have as much success going for that same style. I would expect to see something different here out of Spirit, but we'll see. Likewise, because of the quote-unquote hard counter of Creator's opener with a Robo, we can see a second gateway. I was going to say that after what happened in game 1, there's a lower chance that Creator should be opening up with a Reaver drop, but we'll see. As he goes for a gateway, then Robo. Last game, I believe it was Gate, Cyber, Robo before the second gateway, so slight variation here by Creator, and we'll keep an eye on him. We'll see if he does head into the Reaver drop once again. I should also emphasize as well that because Creator is a little bit newer to StarCraft Evolution, I don't know like his wide breadth of builds and openers. I don't know how wide that is. I don't know how many openers he does have up his sleeve, as he does have less experience than some of these other players. So we'll see. Yeah, going for the Robo into Observatory. So not going for the Bay, not going for the Reaver drop. Again, we did point out that this opener was different to the previous game. And now we have confirmation. Meanwhile, likewise, we have Spirits going into Fake Cloak Banshee. Okay, Banshees are amassing, we're faking Cloak. This time we are not prioritizing Macfill accelerators, and we're going for a second rack. So a couple things are happening here. On the one hand, the Creator, he is kind of reacting in such a way where he doesn't want to get caught up by Cyclones again, so he's a little bit scarred after game 1. At the same time, Spirit is going for a different build, which I do appreciate. I do appreciate that he is mixing it up. He is not going into mech. As we mentioned, like it does feel like it would be less powerful, less impactful here on Magnatha than on Pylon. And we're going into Bio instead. Going into Bio. Ooh, as we did go for the initial Observatory, but still into the Bay. Okay, so we're not rushing into Reaver drops, but we will have access to Reavers nonetheless. But we're getting there in a different way. And this might be partly because Creator scouts and Creator does see the plethora of Marines. Doesn't get further in. Keen eyes there by Spirit. Unfortunately, doesn't kill the Observer. As Creator goes back in, confirms extra racks. Stim is on the way. It does confirm that Cloak is being researched. So is where the play, is where the style. And here comes the drop play. This shuttle is popping out. Now, from the side of Spirit, we do have a timing available to us. We have Stim and Combat Shields. It's going to be quite a strong timing here for Spirit. They can move out across the map. The natural. They can one-shot, they can, and they will. The Observer, one of them is thankfully back at home, but it was in the main, not at the natural base. 5 probe kills, nicely done. 5 probes going down. Oh, does catch a Dragoon as well. Ooh, just barely. And will even get away as well. Nice control here by Spirit. Very nice, even punishing that final Dragoon. No! Well, with the help of the shield battery, Creator holds. He does hold on, still taking some rough losses. The Banshees, bear that in mind. They're still alive. They're still alive. They can still go back in and find some more damage. They can still one-shot. As I spoke too soon, one Banshee does go down. And here comes the move out. So we spoke about that timing earlier, but Stim is done. Stim, combat shields are complete. +1 should finish up as the army gets across the map. So very strong timing here from Spirit. And Creator, he did not see the move out. Ooh. Research complete. Does have an army somewhat in position. Creator's Reaver is at his natural, in between his main and his third. And here comes Spirit. Rushing in. Oh. Let's try to rush in. Spots the Reaver. Double drop on the right hand side. And we'll see if Spirit can spread Creator thin. We'll see if we can find some damage. There is an army waiting in the main. Oh, does find the shuttle. Not bad. Shuttle. Oh, God. The shuttle goes down. But the Reaver does survive. Does take a big shot to the face. Spirit has to pull away. So far, Creator, he's holding. He is holding on. Double drop into the main base. Only 4 Dragoons. Oh, that is going to be enough. And Creator holds. Creator, he is holding back at home. Spirit claiming a third base. Still rallying across the map. And taking up into Ghost. So we are taking up. We're building up into the mid game. Spirit likewise might find an opening here. Creator not quite in position. Yeah, Creator, he is distracted. Spirit, oh, doesn't rush forward. Okay, now going for it. Now dust him in. And gets on top of the pylon. Will depower the shield battery. Not bad. And now can head into the mineral line. And 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, God. 13, 14. 14 probes going down. The army does respond. And Creator, he should not lose the Nexus. But some rough losses here again. Creator, he was out of position. And Spirit is finding damage. And I appreciate that Spirit, he's showing us 2 different sides to him, right? Game 1, he was so defensive and so turtle heavy. And again, had a bit of a slower force. Here, he's just going for hyper aggression, mass drop play. He's achieving quite a lot. And behind this is expanding. We're going to be heavily reliant here on the Reaver shots. Remember, no Storm. Storm is still in the way. Storm is still in production. Nice concave here by Spirit. Takes down the Dragoons. Oh! Yeah, Reaver shots are not connecting. And no major connections. Tank volleys going off here in the Dragoons. And once again, getting into the mineral line. Oof. Brutal connection. The probes are going down. The Nexus under fire. He does focus on the Nexus. Nexus goes down. And Creator down to a 2 base economy. GG gets called. Creator is broken. And Spirit ties up the series 1-1. GG. Whew. GG, well played. An impressive game there by Spirit. Very impressive, very active as well. Spirit, he was in the driver's seat. Creator attempting to defend, but took some hefty losses. I'm referring specifically not just to the Banshee play. For the most part, the Banshee play, Creator, he was able to hold his own. He lost 6 probes to the Banshees, but in the aftermath, to get into the mineral line at the third base, to kill 14 probes, that was brutal damage. And Creator had a hard time keeping up. Unfortunately as well, because of some of that economic damage, of course, he was a little bit later to take up into Storm. Storm was almost done. I want to say it was 70% done by the time the army got across the map, but wasn't quite ready for the main fight. Creator, he had lost a lot of momentum. GG. GG, well played, really nice multi-pronged aggression out of Spirit, able to pull Creator apart, and we'll see how things change here as we are getting into the ace match, and Creator, he is switching to SC2 Protoss. Oh boy. This is going to be Creator at his strongest. Let's go. As spawning in the bottom hand corner of Vermeer, we have the red Terran player. We have the Polish Terran, the Brood War Terran. Representing RSC Esports, it is Spirit. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Vermeer, we have the South Green Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss. It is Creator. Here we go. As we are getting into our ace match here, it all ends on Vermeer, and I'm excited to see Spirit once again playing with Brood War Terran. We spoke about this at the start of the broadcast, but Spirit has been very inactive, or has been, just hasn't really been focusing too much on SC Evo in 2025 this year, especially once the season did begin, once the EWC season began. So I'm excited to see Spirit once again embrace Brood War Terran. Back in the day, he used to be very fond of mech, and I'm curious to see if that is going to be the case here as well, or if we dabble into something different. For now, CC first on Vermeer makes plenty of sense. Does open up CC first. Meanwhile, Creator going for his probe scouts. He is aware that Spirit's either bottom right or bottom left. As Creator, he's going to be scouting diagonally. Okay, does go for the cross scout. We'll eventually find Spirit. And meanwhile, Spirit, he doesn't know to move out across the map at all. So no scouting out of Spirit. Not really too concerned. As we should be seeing a Twilight Council opener out of Creator. We'll see if he's tempted to open up Stargate instead. Or even Robo. We'll keep it at it. Keep it at it. As I mentioned before, I haven't been able to see much, if not any, of Creator in his in his debut in StarCraft Evolution. So I don't really know what to expect from him. I'm ready for it. Show us what you got. As Spirit going for a third CC before Factory or second. Oh my god. The green. Going for a very fast third CC. And Creator, he doesn't scout. If he was aware of this, he could go for an aggressive build. He could try to punish. But Creator, he doesn't see. He doesn't know. Doesn't know about the greed here of Spirit. Ay, ay, ay. And we have confirmation behind this after the third CC. Double factory. Double factory, so it is going to be mech. Currently, Creator is still in the dark as to what's going on. If Spirit can get away with saturating this third base, or even just saturating his natural and main base even faster, it's going to be a big boost here to Spirit. And he will be getting into a stronger mid-game. Now, it does take a while for the third base to really kick in and really pay off. As we mentioned, initially we can use this to saturate the natural base even faster than normal, and then claim the third. So Spirit, he's getting there. Meanwhile, Creator does go for a blink-based opener. Does go 2-gate blink into a third Nexus. Okay. A rare sight in StarCraft 2. This is a build order. This is an opener that was very trendy at the start of the year, but as the meta progressed, as Terran players got more aggressive in StarCraft 2, this opener it fell by the wayside. It fell by the wayside. It is very common in StarCraft 2 to see 3-gate openers, 3-gate with a robo, with gases as well before the third, but here, Creator, he is cutting corners, especially on a larger map like this. He can't afford to do so, but does actually follow up with a Dark Shrine. Okay, there's a couple of layers here. There's a couple of things that are going on. So, first things first, DTs, they can pop off. They can be very impactful here against mech. My concern, no academy. There's no academy, there's no comsat station, there's no detection yet, but we do have an eBay on the way, so we might just get some blind turrets. We might just get some turrets here to protect the natural, to secure our setup. Hello. As we have a random rally and a random tank is going to go down. Yeah, tank does fall in SCV as well. Unfortunate movement there for Spirits. Aye. So an unfortunate miss rally. eBay is done. And there we go, safety turret. So we get a turret in the main base, we get a turret at the natural. So detection is going to be available, at least in the mineral lines. Spirit, he still has seen nothing, by the way. he still doesn't even know where his opponent is, technically. And Spirit doesn't care. He doesn't care, just turtling up back at home, building up more tanks, getting into ion thrusters, a third TC now being taken. Interesting, floating over away from Creator. It's possible that he might have noticed the trajectory of the hallucinations, but does expand away. Yeah, Blink on the way for the Dark Templar. DT's getting in position. Oh, where are we headed? What's the plan?
All right, bring it on.
CC over towards the third. The triangular third. Yeah, setting up more turrets, just turtling. Just just turtling on up. Let's go. Let's go. Lovely. So again, we're getting into spider mines, ion thrusters. Creator, he has spotted the army, and he is more or less aware that it is mech, of course. Taking more expansions, and both players are just macroing up. Now we have the academy on the way. That should be for the comsat stations, should be for detection. DT's moving, and they do have blink. They can try to blink past, or even blink on top of the tanks. There is potential here. Potential. As Creator is getting into the bay, getting to Colossus alongside Immortal production. Building up a very robust army. And it's going to be similar to game one, where I would imagine Creator shouldn't be pushing into Spirit. He should be waiting for Spirit to move out. But we'll see. With enough Zealots, with enough Charge Lots, it's possible he might just dive into this. He might find an opening. As Creator should be mainly going for a gateway heavy composition, with Zealots, Archons, and Immortals, units built to tank, built to close that gap. This can then lead into Skytos. So then Spirit does move out, does get into the mineral line. Cannon's in position, despite that probe's still going to be going down. Getting 3-4 probe kills, not bad. But nice reactions here out of Creator. Saves his mineral line. And that was a 1-to-1 trade. Four vultures for 4 probes, that was a better trade for Creator. Nicely done. Does hold. Goliaths are coming online. Well, those early vultures, there are only 2 other vultures remaining. And just 2 vultures left. And we are just gonna max out, okay? We're just unironically, we're just gonna calm down. Creator is just mass expanding, taking some ninja bases, taking every base he can, because why not? And the next big moment here for Spirit should either be he maxes out and pushes, or he expands and gets a 4th. And here it is, the 4th base is on the way. DTs do scout, do confirm. This is where Creator can start to apply some pressure and try to delay the expansion. We'll see if he attempts to. We'll see if he just lets Spirit get this up running. This is a pretty big moment for Spirit. Like, it's going to be a big power spike for him. Now with a very secure economy on 4 bases. We can see Creator, yep, he responds. And he should be, right? He should be responding to this. He should be attempting to delay. He can't just let Spirit just get this base for free. And Creator's maxed. Stargate's on the way, so Creator's thinking about Skytoss. Now moves in. The Spider Mines, ooh, they will connect with the Zealots. And without Zealots, we cannot get on top of the tanks. Creator has to pull away. Ooh. Has to pull away at the same time. We do get a Prism into the main, not bad. Yeah, Stalkers do warp in, focusing on the Wraiths. Wraiths go down, Zealots do warp in. We have a couple of DTs in the mix as well, but we have scans. And Creator is going for it. He's going for the CC. Oh, and does barely get past the tanks. And the mineral line goes down and gets the mineral line, and he should kill the base. Yeah, there is no escape. CC goes down. Spirit, his reinforcements have been distracted, and Creator, he got what he wanted. He got what he wanted. He breaks the fourth. And this is Creator's win condition. Just constantly go in, break the fourth base. Can he get on top of these tanks? With enough Zealots, he can. Or with Skytoss, with Tempest. Fleet Beacon's on the way. We still need more time for Tempest. So Creator just playing it slow until he can get his Skytoss up and running. Oh, as Creator, he rotates over. He gets a tank. Not much more than that. Meanwhile, we see him getting another couple of tanks. It's going to be 1, 2, 3. Okay, all 3 tanks going down. Not bad. Takes on 4 tanks in total. Delays the CC. Creator moving in. Still pushing into a tank line though. Yeah, doesn't have enough Zealots, doesn't have enough buffer. Spirit, he holds onto the third base. But he still can't get his fourth. Let's see, we go. Tanks are now in a better position. Now he can actually defend this location. He's got his minefield. That's a lot of spider mines. But remember, throughout all of this, Creator doesn't really matter anymore as much to break this position. Moving in, Jesus, that's a lot of spider mines going off. And we, oh no, we have more. There we go, they are going to be cleaned up. He's pushing into tanks. Creator, he should not commit here. Yeah, Creator here overextends. He bleeds out a lot of robo units. A lot of supply goes down there. Poking in was fine, but he went too far. Did go too far. Scan reveals the Tempest, so now Spirit knows he needs anti-air. That was a big scan for Spirit. He's aware of the Skytoss. And on top of that, he gets a base. He finally gets his 4. Now, Spirit shouldn't attack unless he maxes out or unless Creator takes a bad fight. You could argue that after that moment, after that fight, that Spirit should have counterattacked. Here, he doesn't quite get the Tempest, but almost. Goliath, they hold their own. Just holding. Jesus. Creator, he is thankfully taking some gases here. You could argue that Creator he could do with a 3rd Stargate. He only has 2 so far. Now the question becomes, what is the best answer to Tempest? Goliaths, they are actually able to get quite a bit of damage on the Tempest, but they can get stuck on each other here. They're, of course, ground-based units. We would typically expect a switch into air, into BC production, or with Ghost support. In regards to lockdowns, I'm not too convinced with Mass Tank Mass Goliath, but it is Spirit we're talking about. Like he's worked some wonders with Mass Goliath before. True, even after it being nerfed. Can he do it again? Can he? Can he pop up with Mass Goliath? Maybe. As he does step in. There we go. Gets a Tempest. Goliath, their range is pretty good. But here's a recall. Here's a recall into the main. Slow zone on the ramp. You could argue maybe a little bit premature, but the mothership does go down. The mothership falls. The army's getting choked up. Oh no, we're too thick. We're too thick, Papias. We're trying to push up the ramp. Unfortunately, no storms. Storms would have been beautiful. I mean, sorry, I'm thinking of Brutal Protoss, so never mind. But with that creator, he can always recall out. He's trading decently well, but it's going to be a one-way trip as there's a recall. Does at the same time, Zelsa hit the fourth base. Very nice counterattack. A nice run by here. 17 SCVs going to be falling. Even forcing friendly fire, getting him to 21. Zelsa pull away. Should pull away here. And Spirit is being pulled apart. Again, it's just such a slow, such a clunky army. It's large, don't get me wrong. It's big. it's a massive mech army. We got 26 tanks and 20 Goliaths. And it feels like eventually Spirit's going to be forced to attack. And forced to just go for an all-in. He's going for it. Behind this, making 5 tanks at a time. And here it comes. He's sending everything across the map. And Creator, he's not quite ready for this. He's waiting for extra warp pins. Carrier production has begun. Another Tempest will go down. Let's land a Storm. Storms, they do soften up the army a little bit. So we're coming in from a flank, picking up a couple of tanks. Goliath there pushing into the main. Oh no! Oh, Colossus does overextend. Yeah, a bit of miscontrol there from Creator. Does have some miscontrol. DTs, they hit the middle line and 19 SCV kills. As you mentioned, Spirit, he's pretty committed here. He has some mining going on, but for the most part, he has to break through. Yes, more Colossus. Yeah, Colossus are not the answer here. They have not been the answer. More Colossi are going to be going down. Carrier barely survives. Where's the anti-air? No shot. No anti-air. The one carrier. Let's go. The one carrier. The one Tempest. Creator holds. Where are the Goliaths? Get out of here, Pappy. Oh, we're coming from behind. Again, Goliath reinforcements are late. They're not trickling in there. Goliaths, they have arrived. Again, this is not an easy defense here for Creator. It's still a massive army. Oh no! Prism almost goes down. Spirit's moving in. Here come the Storms. Oh, not many though. Storms on the tanks. Tanks are going down. And do we have a final Storm on the Goliath? Looks like we don't need a slow zone on the Goliath. And Creator, he cleans up the army. GG gets called. Not an easy defense, but Creator, he does claim the series, takes on Spirit 2-1, advancing on to the winners match. GG. Whew. GG, well played. A very, very clutch couple of moments there. Again, Creator was doing a great job at crippling Spirit, taking down mineral lines, taking down bases, getting into the main base as well. But you could argue maybe wasn't building up the best army. I was not too convinced at all by the Colossus. They played their role, I guess, and they had some value, of course. But in the end, as Spirit, he was forced to push out, forced to go for the all-in, to move out across the map, had a terrifying army, and he was working through the forces of Creator, but took him a little bit too long. And as we saw, some key moments where Creator was able to focus on all the Goliaths, able to take care of all the anti-air. GG. GG, well played. Whew, a very intense initial series here between in Group D. In Group D, Creator does advance on, and now we're getting ready for our second series of the group. Up next, we have Rogue versus Rebellion. Oh boy.